don't know which way to turn this. It's so funny because I never do YouTube live, and I don't know why. I love it. But today is day 4 for some of my Alkaline vegan family members doing their 21-day fast. They started Sunday at midnight, and they are doing 21 days, so they'll go through June 12th, all water. And we know the amazing, insane benefits of long-term all water fasting. If you don't, check out some of my videos. We'll go over some of them quickly, but today's live is to basically introduce myself live here on YouTube. We're also gonna make a few treats. I'm Alkaline Vegan. We follow Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide, and we believe in completely taking control of our health and wellness by fasting first. Above and beyond all those herbs and all that other stuff, you got to purge the system first. So those herbs and things work to the best of their ability. I really don't know how to hold this camera. They say don't do it like this. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Okay, orientation is locked. Okay, so let's start with the ice cream because I want it to be frozen. During my lives, what I've been doing on TikTok and Instagram is I will make a something that I'm gonna eat. It's all alkaline vegan, and I will prepare it and then eat it. So it becomes an alkaline vegan mukbang. So enjoy. We're gonna start with chocolate ice cream. Now let me go through the stages in which we went. So I get a call and it just interrupts everything. Sorry about that. But the chocolate ice cream is made with cacao nibs from the actual tree. Let me kind of go through this with you all. Yeah, and I have a video on this where we actually took the cacao. I should have had this set up. Sorry about that. But I think it's very interesting to see exactly the procedures that we went through to actually pick the cacao from the tree, take the seeds out, sun dry them. Once they were dried, we roasted them and then took the shell off and pulverized them into a powder. And that's what we're going to be using. Let me just kind of show you all the steps right quick. Okay, where are the nibs? Okay, so first you get this, what looks like this on the tree. This is cacao. On the tree, it looks like this. Now, once you take off the top, which looks like this inside, but then it has seeds in it, and these are the seeds. And I haven't processed these yet. These are the seeds. And each seed, let me see, can I turn this camera? Okay, so let's do this. That's much better. I'm here in St. Lucia, and of course, I didn't bring all of the tools that I needed, but I moved here in February, and oh, I see, I got it backwards. Would help to have it forwards. So these are the seeds, and I want to show you what the seed looks like inside. It's actually got and this is what the seed looks like inside. That's the cacao. That is the chocolate. And then once we sun dry them, I have that in another picture, but they look a little differently than what I'm about to show you because all of that's in my video. But this is what they look like once you've taken them, roasted them, and taken the shell off. And these can actually be pulverized into a powder. Many people take them and they make these nibs with them. All of these are chocolate cocoa nibs. And then what I did is I took it a little further and I put it in the blender, which is a pretty good blender, and it turned it into cocoa powder. And that's what we're going to be using for our chocolate on our chocolate ice cream. We're going to also be using coconut cream, as well as raw walnuts and coconut cream. So let's get started. Okay, and we're going to make this first simply because we want to be able to have it cold and ready for us. I got to turn the camera around. Okay, so I've got to find a setup because I'm going to be using the blender. Okay, we've got another thing that we're going to make too. The quinoa pocket that's going to allow us to have a chili pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the ingredients in the blender for the chocolate ice cream. And first I start off with walnuts. I'll do about a half cup of walnuts. And I have coconut water. Coconut water is so good. I just made this this morning. I do have a video on this as well where I cracked the coconut that I pulled from the tree yesterday. I'm just going to add a little bit, and this is going to make what you all may know as cream. And I'm going to add the coconut cream after this, but we're going to start off with the walnut cream. And making your own walnut cream is really simple. It's like making your walnut milk. The only difference is I'm not going to strain it through a nut bag. I make my own milks, my own creams, my own butters, all of that, simply by adding the right amount of water and the right type of water. This time I'm using coconut water because I want it a little more sweeter. So we're going to... Needs a little more water. Let's see what the consistency's like. Yeah, it needs to blend a lot more. Oh my God, but that's good. So with that, this is what it looks like. And this should be kind of the consistency, maybe a little creamier. But it tastes really great. So what we're going to do from here, I don't like the camera this way. What we're going to do from here is add some coconut cream. And then we're going to add some agave. Just a little. I'm just going to add about 2 tablespoons of agave. And I'm going to add this to it as well. Let's put this back. I got everything in front of me. It should not be. Okay, so once we add the agave and the walnuts and water, coconut water, blend this until it's nice and smooth and creamy. And you want to stop every so often to make sure that you clean the sides so the nut fragments aren't there. You want to leave the nuts in because what I'm going to do is, in my ice cream, I'm going to add walnuts because I love the nuts with the chocolate. So let me blend. gonna do is take the spatula. Oh my God, the consistency is turning out really well. And I'm just gonna, let me show you. Just gonna go down. Just make sure everything gets in there. You see the consistency of that? Dang, if I could get the camera right. That is good. Okay, so what I need to do now is add the chocolate. I'm gonna add chocolate and a little more agave. Now, what I did yesterday is I had some of the chocolate and dates that I mixed together, and I'm gonna add that to this because this will integrate the sweetness into this whole mixture. I bet it's gonna be amazing because I'm telling you, I was tasting it like a candy bar, and it was so good. I felt like I could just roll some whole walnuts in there and make a completely different dish. Now, you know, we can't do anything without adding our sea moss. I'm adding a little bit of the golden sea moss to the mix. Let's see how that works out. And I need a little more agave. And this should be it for our ice cream. Consistency and everything. Unless I have to add a little more coconut water. And that's what it's looking like. Okay, wow. This became a we can actually bundle this some more, but I'm gonna let this blend a little more, and I'm gonna add a little more chocolate. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let me flip the camera. Let's get some of this. Oh, this is like up there. I want to taste some too. Man, it smells really good. And I have tahini, which I could definitely make some chocolate. Oh yeah, that's really good. It could be a little sweeter. Oh, but more chocolate. Man, that's really good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is add chocolate and agave, and I'm gonna leave it at that. This is really good. So the chocolate powder we're adding, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons. And I'm gonna use maybe 1 more tablespoon of agave and be done with it. Let's put this up, let's put this over here. I got too much stuff in my space. Too much stuff in my space. I'm trying to do too many things at once. That's what that is. Let's put this back in the refrigerator. And then we're gonna start with the quinoa pockets for our chili. That's gonna be lunch. And then I'm gonna do a mango smoothie. We have so many mangoes. I must have peeled and pitted about 30 mangoes, and I still have more. Look at this. None of this came from a grocery store. I'm in St. Lucia, and all of this came from my property in Castries. And I guess the fly just wants to be in the picture. Let's show them getting splattered. All the mangoes and everything. All of this, the huge mangoes. I'm telling you, I can't stand these things. I'm telling you, I think they just mean to get with me. So hi, I don't know who that is, but thank you for joining. I'm Robin, and this is my Alkaline Vegan Journey. I'm just showing off some of the fruits that I got. After spending $600 here on groceries, I was very elated to be able to show off all the really great food that I had. Didn't even have to go to the grocery store to buy. But right now we're making chocolate ice cream. We've added the walnuts, the coconut water, the cacao, which is now chocolate, and the agave, and a little bit of coconut cream, and we're gonna blend it. This is coconut water. Okay, look. Let's get that incorporated. This blender is like, dang, I wish I had brought my blender from the States. This is Hamilton Beach, which, you know, I guess for them here, this is like pretty good. But for some reason, it's not getting rid of that bubble that forms at the base of the blender. You don't have to excuse me because I'm telling you, this base orientation is really rough for me. I'm not used to it. But let's blend it. This should be enough. This was coconut water. I added a little more to it just to give it some whirlability. And I'm telling you, it looks really good. Let me wash the spoon out. And I've got the stove ready for the next dish, which is going to be the quinoa chili poppers. We're going to actually fill some quinoa pockets with some chili and have that for lunch. I need to have more fresh vegetables. I do know that much. I have not been to the grocery store. I don't have mushrooms. I haven't had mushrooms in about a week. Okay, that looks pretty good, but I need to blend it a little more. Oh, it tastes really good. Let's pulse it and let you see it. See, it always has that bubble at the bottom that most blenders, because of the way the blades are, can kind of get rid of that bubble. My Blendtec does that. It completely gets rid of that bubble. See, all of that panting and stuff is the bubble that's forming down there. But if you notice, it's really getting a lot creamier. Because we are not using any regular water, this will not have that icy kind of effect. Most ice creams that are alkaline vegan without real cream, without some butter with fat, you tend to have that icy kind of effect. But because we use walnuts, which has a nice oil content, it causes the ice cream to be more smooth and creamy rather than icy. Okay, let's give it the taste test, and let's put it in the bowl, put it in the freezer. I'm ready to eat. So it's time for us to get this. This is so creamy, it's not even funny. I hope you can, one of you all, because I can't tell with the camera where the lens is. It is so freaking, let me wash this off. Oh my God. And I should have really put some brownies in this, because this just tastes like it's waiting for a brownie. So I'm going to use this bowl to plate it. Let me rinse this out again. I'm going to add walnuts to it. That'll be our ice cream. Hopefully it, like the mangoes. I put so many mangoes in a bowl earlier this morning that they didn't really get frozen. So I took some out and put them to the side. This is smooth and creamy. Okay, we'll come back and get the rest of this, but I want to add the almonds, oh my God, walnuts. I want you all to see the consistency of this. This is amazing. This is really creamy. I don't know why I'm going through all of that. I'm going to wind up messing it up again, but let's get some walnuts. I really don't care how big they are. I'm going to put this pan on because we'll be finished with this in a minute. I'm just going to take some of these walnuts, crack them up as best I can. I'm not really concerned with that. I don't want these dark ones. I'm going to make brownies too, now that I've got chocolate. Okay, let's get a few more, mix it in and freeze it. Okay. There we are. Chocolate walnut ice cream. Okay. Let's put this top on it. And let's get it in the freezer. We're good to go. Okay, I keep forgetting. Got a little more in there. Now the mango smoothie is gonna also have bananas. Bananas that came from the garden, from the yard that, I mean, it's basically, I got this little one. I'm gonna take this part off. Try to get it from this end. Just seems to be easier sometimes. Okay. I am making a mess now. Come back here. And it's funny how I thought chocolate was brown, but now seeing the cacao and the nibs and everything in it is actually purple. Purple to pink. It's not brown at all. Which is really very interesting. Okay. I gotta set this in the sink. I want to make sure I get all of it. Because the next dish is the mango that's going in that blender. And I don't want chocolate mango. Even though, you know something? I'm not knocking any of this stuff. Because I'm telling you, some of my experiments have been crazy, but they've been good. Really very good. Okay, let's get all of this. See, look at all of that. So this will be the snack after my main meal. My main meal usually is about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then sometimes I'll snack after that. I might do crackers. I might do, I don't know, candy sometimes. Because I make awesome alkaline vegan candies with agave or dates. And I mean, they are really good. Okay. 1 second. Y'all just don't understand. This is freaking amazing. Oh my God. I don't know what happened to Samson. I hope he's okay. Okay, I gotta put this up. The bottom piece. And what we're gonna do is wash this up. I hate that I gotta be slanted like this. So now what we're working on is the quinoa. Oh God, this stuff is so good. I hate for any of it to go down the drain. The quinoa pockets using my quinoa flour that I made from scratch. There he is. I was just talking about him. These things are so good. So yeah, let me answer that. Okay. We got this clean. Let's dry it. Put this over here. Clear it off. Put this back in the freezer. Oh man. Okay, let's get this. For some reason, it's like the flies are just gonna be the bane of my existence. Okay, let's cover this up. I have all these little tops for these things, and they work so well because they're not. Oh, I didn't put nuts in this. Gotta have nuts. And you know what I keep forgetting to add? Hemp protein powder. Hemp protein powder would have been so good for this ice cream. So I'm just gonna put these on top. And then smash them in a little bit. And this is what it looks like. Okay. So let's put the top on. Get this placed. Let's put this here for right now and put these in the freezer. Oh, I'm in the freezer, yes. I don't want to use all my coconut water. I'm telling you. Okay, next thing is I gotta wash that blender out. But the next thing, let me pull my computer over here. I'm gonna be making is the quinoa puffs. Now, like I was saying, the quinoa I actually used as I ground up the entire berry, the entire whole grain. I ground that up and made that into a flour. So all this stuff is really pretty much homemade, you know. Let me get this stuff together. Let's put this over here. Let me wash this out right quick. I mean, honestly, what I want to do is lick the bowl. I think I already got water in it. I did. I'm telling you, I always have to have my blender ready because it needs to be clean and dry, because when you do flowers, and I do flowers often, you have to have that blender completely dry. Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so yeah, I'm just washing out the pan. And usually when I do these, I'm trying to do no more than an hour. The platform was set up on TikTok about a year ago to give people who were fasting support while they fast. And it evolved into a cooking show, Alkaline vegan mukbang, friends and family. I'm telling you, once you follow me or subscribe, you become a member of the family. And in my store, where I sell all things sea moss, and I'm here in St. Lucia harvesting my own sea moss, wild crafted sea moss, none of that stuff grown on the road. You get discounts and freebies because we're launching products almost weekly. We just launched a detailed detox, which is for specific ailments that you might have. And they come along with, you do them with certain type of fasting. Now, the fibroid detox is the one thing that we've launched in the past week or so. The 3-5 day detox is one that's a generic, all-purpose kind of detox, which basically has a chelation as a starter, and it will allow you to remove heavy metals to get at the diseases and remnants of diseases that have been locked behind those heavy metals, because disease and their parasites hide behind those heavy metals. Now, heavy metals are things like calcium and potassium and phosphorus and magnesium and things like that. And your body needs many of these, but the disease will hide behind those heavy metals. So you've got to get rid of them to get rid of the disease, and then you replenish. And that's what our detox does. It takes those heavy metals and removes them just for the purposes of getting at the disease and all of its parasites. And remember, all diseases come with parasites. And once you get rid of the disease, you must get rid of the parasites, or you can maintain the disease forever. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and make the quinoa. Gotta dry everything up thoroughly. Now the quinoa puffs, if they don't come up as puffs, guess what? They will become sandwiches as well. I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong, but I've tried these things for a minute, where you take the quinoa and you make a dough out of it. Because my chili is so seasoned, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna put so many seasonings in the quinoa. Might put a little bit of water. A little bit of salt. Now this is the quinoa, and I do like it. And I put a little bit in the bowl. I'm only gonna make one or two. And I put some on the cutting board so that I can roll it out. So that's all I think I'm gonna need for that. Then let's choose some seasonings. I'm telling you, I really like cumin and dill and onion powder with a little bit of sea salt. And that's what we're gonna add. And that's it. I think that's more than enough. I got my gloves over there. So yeah, let's put a little bit of salt, a little bit of onion powder. Pour onion powder. For some reason, this onion powder becomes like a clay or something. And from what they say, you're supposed to put rice in. I don't use normal rice, and I'm doggone if I just waste my rice on this onion powder, because the rice is kind of expensive. Put a little bit of cumin and put a little bit of dill. Love the way dill tastes. I'm so into these tastes. Okay. Let's mix these up. Okay. Let's get the gloves and the paper towel. And I gotta run this paper towel around the cast iron pan, making sure the oil is exactly where it should be, because there's something about doing this particular process with the quinoa that it does not like the pan to get too hot, and it doesn't like the oil has to be, minimal. And that's why I'm gonna keep this, because every time I cook something in this pan and wash it, I'd like to, kind of re-season it. And that's just not really re-seasoning, but it will coat it with enough oil so that it won't rust or whatever it does. Because sometimes, I don't know, this is by Lodge too. And Lodge usually has some really great pre-seasoned cast iron cookware. But I got this one from down here, so I don't know. They fake a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm adding a little bit of water. And for some reason, this is just not a good view. I wish I had brought my ring light. I really wish I had brought my ring. Oh. Now, when the blender wants to start falling over, y'all know I got something going on that's not good. Let's put the mango there. Okay. Now that we have this, Okay, now that that's all the seasonings have been incorporated, now we can add a little bit of the water. And I'm gonna get ready with my gloves. Because the pan should be ready. I want to turn it really low until I get ready for it. And I got to be careful with that because if you have it too low, guess what? It'll go out and it'll just be spewing gas. Just a little bit. And this is spring water. I have to set aside because for some reason now I feel like I gotta have spring water in the refrigerator. I start my day off with hot tea and then I refrigerate the tea. And for some reason I've been having my water in the refrigerator, so I poured some out to have it at room temperature to make the dough. Okay, let me leave it like that. Now this is quinoa. Okay. Let me do this right quick. Put my hands in the quinoa flour before I actually start manipulating this. I might actually have to, no I won't. This is pretty good. So this is just quinoa berries, the actual whole grain that was blended to make the flour. Then I added, a few seasonings, and you can add the seasonings of your choice to this. This is going to be your bread. You can make a flat bread. You can make a pocket with it. If it turns out right, you should be able to make a pocket with it. As a matter of fact, let me do this. I'm going to add a little bit of this oil because I think that's what I was missing before, the oil in the quinoa flour. I don't know how I forget that. It seems like for me, every time I make pasta, I put oil. I never really use oil in my breads. But that's, I think, one of the things that might have been missing from this one. And I might need to get a little more. Okay, so we're done with this bowl. Let's put it to the side. Let's get it. Okay, let's put it in here. Soak up some of this stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm just going to make 2 of them. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, guess what? We'll have a sandwich. And I'm not going to warm that up because I think it's perfect the way it is. The chili was made with repurposed everything. That I had a hot sauce that once was a chickpea scramble, ground meat. The chickpea scramble had the lettuce, the tomatoes, squash, the 4 different colored bell peppers, the onions, sauteed in avocado oil, and then the chickpea batter was made with chickpea flour and a few seasonings. I think I might have put cayenne pepper, onion powder, and sea salt in that. Whipped it to like a consistency of pancake batter and poured it over the sauteed vegetables. And because I didn't finish it, I put all of that in a blender and blended it. Now the ground meat was made with mushrooms, chickpeas, and walnuts. Didn't finish all that, so I put that in the blender. And in that blender, to make that hot sauce, I added habanero peppers. I love the heat. I really do. I love the heat. So let's do this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is pat this on this side. Oh my. And then pat this on this side and just roll it out. Okay. I know I should have floured this. But I'm going to leave it like this. And that's it. That's all. all I'm gonna do. It may come out, it may not, but guess what? Let's turn the camera. And let me show you all hands over the. Move that over there. And let's do the next one. I don't know. Oh, I keep saying. Okay, so that's what it looks like in there. I may have to add a little more oil. And this is some kind of mix of oil. It has grapeseed and avocado oil. I've never heard of that. But, you know, I had to go with it because that's all they had. Let's go with this one. Now, what I want to do with this is just monitor it because I really do want it to pocket. Because the pockets are so much easier to manipulate in making these sandwiches. You know, you don't need to have one piece of bread on top of the next. You just open it up and it does what it does, which is so great. Today is Thursday. Today is karaoke. I should do karaoke. I really should. I sang all my life in the choir in Ohio, and now it's like I don't sing, I don't dance. I used to dance all the time. Since I was 2 years old, I was a dancer. I danced at Howard University. I danced. The Cleveland Music School Settlement, the Cleveland Music School Settlement, Case Western Reserve. Let's keep this here. Try that on because I don't want that too wet. Okay. So let's put that there. Now I don't know why I can't get this stuff right. I really don't. Now, what I'm going to do, and I got to show you all this because this is very important for this process. Now, from one of the videos that I watched, I don't understand how hard this is. Now, on this side, it should have, shoot, it just broke. That may not pocket. Shoot. Well, this is just going to be a sandwich, not a pocket. Okay, so let's leave this one alone and let's concentrate on this next one. See if we can get it to pocket. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. I shouldn't have used this. I should have just used a spatula. Duh. Okay, I think once you form it, it's so funny. I swear, I don't like this orientation stuff. Like, why is, they're making me orientate this way, which means I don't know which way the camera. Well, that's okay. This is my first time doing a live on Instagram. On YouTube. So we'll know better next time, huh? I can't see where the camera is. It is down here. Okay. So this is how I was doing it. Just having it so it'd be overhead so that everyone could see. Makes a big difference, doesn't it? And for some reason, on this platform, people can't comment like I'm used to them commenting. So if you can't see or you can see or whatever, I'd be able to, be able to respond right away. But I gotta go back and look in the comments. So you all leave me comments, please. Or whoever's there, if anyone is there. I can't even tell if anyone's there. But I don't care. I figure the best way to deal with this is to go back and look at it myself to see what improvements need to be made. Since this is my first time. Okay, let's do this. So now, it's funny, this is trying to bubble up. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lift this one up and put it in the pan. Okay. Okay, guys. Now, I think this is turning into a sandwich. So this one is doing what it does. I'm gonna take the gloves off because I'm done. Let me. Let's leave that there while I clean up and get ready for, I don't know if the ice cream is ready or not, but that's okay. I'm gonna clean up anyhow. Now remember, our ice cream actually has sea moss in it, so that thing is good for you. I try to put sea moss in everything that I cook, everything, if I can. Like breads and things, it's kind of difficult, but I'm working on a yeast, not a yeast, but a sourdough starter that will incorporate some sea moss in it. Because I think that is so beneficial. If you could have bread, because most people have bread in some form or fashion every day. And that bread, that daily bread, especially being made with quinoa or amaranth or spelt, something like that, it actually, having the sea moss in it will allow you to have your daily benefit of all those nutrients. I mean, there's so many nutrients in sea moss, it's just not even funny. I don't see why more people are not doing it as a regular routine. Now, it is important to make sure you get the real deal stuff, because there's a lot of sea moss out there that is not authentic. Simple as that. Let me take the gloves off and get ready to receive the sandwich. I'm going to put, clean out all this stuff. Got the chocolate, all this stuff. I don't know how I wound up going through so many utensils and things. Okay, let's take this and flip it. Okay. And it still wouldn't have puffed. Now, what I was looking for, normally when you have quinoa bread, look at how that just broke off. When you have quinoa bread, it usually puffs up. And it's through a process that, whoa! Looked like somebody was trying to call. Through a process that's done like this to actually, I think I had too much oil in here too, but that's okay. This is gonna be a sandwich and that's it. Simple as that. So let's turn this around and get ready for the rest. Okay, clean off the table. Get everything ready. figure if I could just get one pocket, you know? Rinse this out. Get my computer out of the way because it's not doing any good. Okay. So guys, the bread seems to want a pocket, but if it doesn't, that's okay. We'll just allow it to do what it does. Okay, here we go. Just gotta clean up as I go. Okay, the water's finally getting hot. Good. Once I'm finished with the dishes. Okay. Now, we're done with that, but I want to check the ice cream. Let's see how the ice cream is looking. Creamy, but it's just not solid yet. So we'll wait. It's creamy, but not solid. So we're going to give it a few more minutes. That's good. And let's do this. Okay. See the little bubbles that are forming? This is kind of how they pocket. Hi, how are you? Excuse me?
I see you have nice eyes.
Oh, thank you. Can I help you? I'm kind of doing a live with TikTok. Not TikTok, but with YouTube.
Oh, I was going to ask you if I can have a moment, please.
No, you cannot. We're actually doing a thing with all of these. We're making something with these.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So maybe next time. And my friend may be coming with more, but these, we've got a menu. We're doing it on live on YouTube. Okay? That was weird. Because I leave my door open. That's really bad. Now, anyhow, the bread is kind of puffing now. Let's see. I don't know. It probably will not completely puff. See, this one feels like it wants to puff. But I'm not going to concern myself with that. I'm going to just let it. I should have said, yeah, they're $1.25 each. So, oh yeah, that tastes pretty good, but it's definitely not done. It needs to cook a lot longer. Now, this is the mix, the chili mix that we're gonna put in it. It's got the chickpeas that I use as a red bean substitute. so let's do this. Let's get the plate. Then I'm gonna, this has a long way to go though. See, for some reason, I'm like obsessed with getting this to pop like a pita pop. And I'm just gonna let it cook and cook and cook until it does what I want it to do. Because I'll do a cracker, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was really, I mean, she don't know my name, she don't know me. I don't get that. That has me perplexed. How because my door is open and she sees the stuff on my table, she has the, you know, the gall to come up in here. Come big. Anyhow, so yes, once this, and I can see it's trying to puff now, and I think that's what it needs to really be hot. So this one, I'm gonna try to move out of the way. As you can see, that's what it looks like. This foam situation is not good. Actually, I'm gonna try to put it back on, but flip it. Because I can see that. I just wanted it to pop, that's all. I've not had, I remember when I did one with, might have been Teft or Spelt or something, some time ago. And I don't know if y'all remember. And I showed how it just puffed up. And I don't know what I did to get it to do that. I still to this day don't know what I did to get it to do that. I know it has to be a certain temperature, and I don't know if it needs to be really hot or really cold or what it needs to be to really get that pop. But that's what I wanted. I wanted the pocket so that I could just stuff my chili in there, you know? So yeah, tomorrow or this evening, I'm supposed to be on. Now check out the schedule. My Alkaline Vegan Journey is no longer on TikTok. We are now on Instagram and YouTube. We're on Instagram at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern, and on YouTube at 12 noon and 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, as far as either this evening, I may be going to Castries. When I go to Castries, I do not have internet. Now, I may be able to go live on YouTube, but I know I will not be able to go live on Instagram if I'm in Castries. Right now, I'm in Gros-Islet, St. Lucia. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So this is gonna be a bread sandwich, plain old flat bread sandwich. Could not get it to pop. But this is what it looks like on this side. Ooh, that's hot. And this is what it looks like on this side. That one piece that broke at the very beginning. And here's the other piece. Let me leave this inside here. Okay. I don't know what it was. I should have just given her one. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just me. It really is me. So this is what it looks like on one side. Ooh, so hot. And this is what it looks like on the other side. And what we're going to do is just plaster some of this chili on here and get to eating. While we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and make my smoothie. That'll be my fruit, raw fruit part of my meal. As you can see, I just plaster it on. And I actually like it like this, you know. I'd rather have it in a pocket because then you don't have to worry about, you know, some of the beans falling out. Well, you do when you bite it, but that's okay. And that's it, people. This is a really great quick sandwich if you have leftovers to make that kind of a bread. But then my thing is, oh, here it is, right in my face. Dang. It's really, oh man, I might have overdone it. Yeah, because that other bread down there. You can tell by the way the chili is coming out of it that the bread might have been too cooked. Okay, let's do this gentle flip. Yep, didn't even go. There we are. This is going to be a messy sandwich. I see that now. For some reason, I cooked the bread too long. But guess what? It will get eaten. And this is going to be the mukbang part of my show. Before I get started with that, let's make our smoothie. Let's put this to the side. Put this back up here. And let's get our bananas. So, got the coconut water, got the frozen mango, and frozen bananas, and that's it. Now I may put this in a bowl, make it like a dessert, but because I have the ice cream, I said I want to make this into a complete smoothie. Let's see. Now these are just cold. They're definitely not frozen. Now let's put our bananas in. These bananas came from these green figs that were frozen. That were raw. And how are these? Oh my God, I thought those were frozen solid. And they're all mushy. I don't know what happened. This may not be a smoothie at all. This may be a smoothie bowl. So let's do this. you know we gotta have some of our sea moss. Hold on 1 second, I gotta cut some of this off. Okay, let's add this much sea moss. And clean this one well enough. Okay. I'm gonna add this much sea moss to the deal. That's a lot of sea moss though. I don't care. Because this sea moss is good. This, you can't taste it or anything. It really does well. Okay, let's add a little bit of coconut water. And I hate adding all my coconut water. Okay, I don't know how they allowed those phone calls to come in and interrupt. Okay, let's see how this turned out. Let me get a clean glass. Okay. Dang, I'm making a mess. And the rest of this I'm gonna put in the freezer. Oh man, that banana is really good. Oh wow, that is amazing. How good that banana tastes in there. Let me get a straw too. So this is lunch, guys. Breaking my fast. I gotta fix my freezer because the refrigerator is so tiny. Okay, so yeah, the rest of that will be really ready to go. So now it's time to mukbang it up. I'm so hungry, I don't know what to do. Now I've been snacking here and there, having little bits and pieces of my sea moss everywhere, of my chili here and there. But yeah, let's do this. And it's funny, you can't see anything. Okay. and my paper straw. I mean cardboard for real. Okay. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever. Dear Lord, bless the food that we're about to receive for the nourishment of our bodies, for Christ's sake. Amen. I always want a genuflect. You know, I always want a genuflect. Yes, indeed. This could have been so much colder. This is so good. This is a smoothie bowl in a glass through a straw. Simple as that. So let's start with this one. So yeah, this is the mukbang, alkaline vegan mukbang part of my show, where I prepare simple sandwich made with chili, quinoa flatbread. Now, the next time I do this, I'm gonna have lettuce, tomatoes, and onions on it. So it becomes kind of like a taco. I'm not gonna eat this whole thing though. I'm gonna take some with me when I go to Castle. Okay, guys, let me give you a little bit of background for those of you who may not know me. I'm Robin, and this truly is my journey becoming an alkaline vegan. And then, with me being a diver prior to becoming alkaline vegan, I realized that all of the stuff that I was seeing in the ocean and in the sea was sea moss. And because St. Lucia's a volcanic island on the crest, I automatically loved everything from here. Just like Vanuatu is on the crest. It's an island off the coast of, I want to say Australia, New Zealand, near Fiji. And they actually have erupting volcanoes, which means that soil, everything around the water, is really extra fortified. But it's in the Pacific, and I don't really trust many things in the Pacific simply because of the nuclear things that happen. The Chernobyl, and there was another. I'm telling you, I'm sick of these flies right in my face. Anyhow, and what's interesting, if you taste this mango banana smoothie, and y'all saw how much sea moss I put in here, you don't taste one bit of sea moss, not one bit. I'm telling you, honestly, that ripe banana, which once looked like this, and these are getting ripe, and they were almost black. And I'm telling you, sweet as crap. They are so good. This is something else. And that's part of the reason why this chili on quinoa bread, I'm probably not going to eat the whole thing, because this by itself is a meal. Especially with that sea moss in it. You're getting everything you need and then some. But like I was saying, my journey started in 2020 because of the pandemic. And shortly after, my doctor wanted to put me on medication for life because I had high blood pressure, and she said there was no cure. I mean, you just have to take the medication for life. I gotta get some water. So, I kind of told her that you are alive and there's no way I'm going to take something for life that's not going to cure me. So I started with the Atkins diet. I tried to lose weight. I went to their nutritionists, dietitians that didn't do crap for me. And right around pandemic, when I got back to the United States from Australia, I was right around the time of the pandemic, and I think it was a godsend because I don't think I ever would have just fasted before. I really don't. And it was interesting because when I did that first fast, it caused me to do research to find out how to break the fast, how to, do what to do and eat after the fast. And that's when I started really doing the research. That's something you should never do. Drink while you're eating. You should never do it. But I don't know. I'm breaking all the rules today. But after I did the research and found Dr. Sabi, I had never heard of him before, and found out about his nutritional guide. I was like, that's what's up. You want to eat all things that are alkaline going in to give your body a complete state of homeostasis, and you want it to be wild so you don't alter your DNA. Because anything that you ingest that has an altered DNA is obviously going to change your DNA. And once you change your DNA in any way, it's going to expose you to some disease. I mean, it will expose your system to disease. And that's why you want to eat wild. And that's why I stipulate that I am alkaline vegan following Dr. Sabi, because many people are alkaline who are vegan, but they still eat potatoes, they still eat cabbage, they still eat, because the stuff may be alkaline, but it's not wild. And that's why I say I follow Dr. Sabi, because there's a big difference. Yes, I'm vegan because I don't eat meat and I don't eat things with faces on them, but it goes further than that. Because, vegans will eat sugar. Vegans will eat cabbage, carrots, potatoes, and all of that. And I don't do any of that. Alkaline vegans don't do any of that. And I'm telling you, I really believe combined with fasting, that's why I'm in the state of health that I'm in. I really feel, you gotta understand, I'm pretty old and I feel pretty young. I think that the 21-day water fast that I did in 2020 allowed me to really see what my body was all about. Because between those 3 fasts, I was able to test my body at ground zero with sugar, tested with meat, tested with dairy, and tested with fish and fowl. And I realized that, hey Nikki, I realized that sugar, any way necessary, get that stuff out of your system. Get that stuff out of your system. Yeah, guys, it's time for us to go. We got, I don't know what time it is because they don't tell me, but I see that we've been on an hour and 24 minutes. So I come on live, and this is my first time live on YouTube, and I'm gonna kind of get my act together because I see what the platform is like, and we're gonna be cooking and eating during the lives. But I'm gonna prepare many of the things and explain as I'm eating what the preparations were. I'm gonna try to do most of the things on camera, but just be prepared. I'm gonna be doing a lot of desserts. I love candies, I love cookies, and being able to do them and continue to do them, being alkaline vegan, really is like a plus. So guys, we're gonna shut off here. I'm Robin, my Alkaline Vegan Journey. I'm on every day, and I mean every day, on YouTube at 12 noon Eastern Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now tonight, we may be out partying, and I want to take you all with me if I get the signal. I'll be in Castries. I live now in St. Lucia, so I've got a lot of things to show you guys. I got my GoPro, so I'm going to be doing a lot of videos that are uploaded to YouTube, so you can see me underwater. So be prepared, and I appreciate you all coming in and joining me for, first off, my Alkaline Vegan Journeys family members fasting for 21 days and are on day 4. Hooray, Shaq. Hooray, Fee. I'm not exactly sure the other people who come on live, because we started on TikTok, who they are, but congratulations to you all. And secondly, thank you for joining me on making yet another chili sandwich with quinoa bread. I think we did it before, trying to get the quinoa to puff up. And our ice cream. Tonight, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll reveal the ice cream. It should be nice and frozen in. So we'll see. And our mango banana smoothie with sea moss. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.